What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for joining me on today's video. So yes, as you can see, we are going to use the visualizer put out by Chevrolet to spec out a Corvette C8. And a lot of my subscribers are already aware that I do have an allocation put in for the all-new Corvette C8, and I hope to get it in the first quarter of 2020. But I've been putting some time into figuring out the spec that I want to go with. And in my last video, I talked a little bit about that. And I was kind of pushed towards the Sebring orange. I really like that burnt orange look with the visible carbon fiber to kind of break up the color. I think that spec looked really nice. But the other day I saw a video that really took me by surprise, and an individual saw a Corvette C8 on the highway with no camouflage, and it was in rapid blue. And everyone, that color was incredible. It really popped, and it was just a little bit different than anything I've seen on a Corvette before. It almost looked like it was wrapped, but it's something that I'm definitely interested in. So I thought we would play around with the visualizer and see what that spec would look like. In addition, this visualizer actually gives us tons of great information. Interior trim information, some of the exterior specs, just some really good information that a lot of you guys may not already be aware of. Now, until I see the colors in person, I'm not going to make a definitive decision on what I'm choosing, and that will actually be September 22nd, and it's coming up quite quick, and it's going to be Chevrolet is bringing a trailer to my local Chevrolet dealer that I'm ordering from, and I'm going to get for the first time to see the C8 Corvette in person, along with all of the exterior colors, interior materials. It will be a great video and you guys will not want to miss it. So make sure you all have that bell notification hit in the top right hand corner. With that being said, today's video is probably going to be a little bit longer and I'm sure it's going to drag on. So feel free to just join us as long as you so choose. But I think you'll get a lot of cool information, and we're just going to check out what this neat visualizer can do. I will put a link below so that you guys can all check it out in your free time. Okay, so let's check out this visualizer. Now, of course, like anything, it's like a CAD design. We can kind of check it out from different angles, which is pretty neat. And I really like how they've kind of developed this look for the car. So I gotta say, the car really does look really good from pretty much every angle. I think GM did a fantastic job with it. The rear of the car, as a lot of you guys are aware, was my biggest kind of crutch with the car. And I think it looks less boxy than I was anticipating. I think a lot of the renderings we saw just made it look a little bit more boxy, but you can tell it's been rounded nicely. It's a subtle rounded edges, and I think that adds to kind of the character of the car. So moving on, let's go ahead and start with exterior colors. Now, we all know there is 12 different colors and they're all right here. And the Sebring orange was what I was talking about. And of course, a lot of people are familiar with this color because it's available on the ZR1 and it was kind of one of their special colors. And I think it looks incredible. I've seen one in person and it's just a very beautiful burnt orange. However, today we are going to spec it out with the rapid blue. And I did do this a little bit earlier where I just checked out the color. I haven't really gone in depth yet. This is not exactly what the color looks like, and you guys are actually going to see a little clip from that video, and it just looks so much different in person in the video. So I'm hoping that this is kind of a different off color, and it's just because it's a visualizer. They can't get it perfect. So from here, we're going to check out the coupe roofs, and we have 3 of them. We have the body color, so that's just the top view, and I think if I press transparent, there we go. It should go to a view kind of the top. Sometimes when you're speccing it out, you're able to actually get a better view from certain angles, but nonetheless we can see, and then there is visible carbon fiber. Now, I want to of course hear what your guys' thoughts are, because you guys are going to help me spec this car out. It's really important that I get your guys' input on it because I want to spec out something that's really cool that you guys would like to see. Now, body color of course looks nice, but it's not as fun. I really was hoping to do the visible carbon fiber, but every time I use the visible carbon fiber roof, I just don't feel like it looks that great. I just feel like it's just a hunk of carbon fiber on the top. It doesn't seem to flow. I actually, if anything, think the body color looks better on the roof. However, we have that third option, and this is what I'm leaning towards. I love this transparent roof. It kind of lets you look down into it, A lot of my original subscribers know I had a C6 Corvette and it had a transparent roof and I loved it. It did get a little warm sometimes, but there was kind of a shaded coloring to it, so it kind of helped reflect a little bit of the sun, but I'm not really worried about that. If it looks nice, I'm kind of digging that look. I think of the three, that's probably what I'm leaning towards, but again, let me know what you guys think below. And I think that's everything for exterior. So we've got rapid blue and we've got the transparent. So let's move over to performance and wheels. As I told you guys, Z51 package is a must. I think resale value, enjoyment, just overall value in general is perfect for the Z51. We don't have pricing specs yet for it, but for me, it's pretty much a done deal. I'm gonna order mine with the Z51 package, and they have little bits of information here. So let's go through them really quick. So we got the Michelin PS4 Performance 3 Season tires, standard FE3 Performance suspension, available FE4 suspension with magnetic ride control. That's what we want. We definitely want mag ride control. I got to drive a C7 with that mag ride. It's incredible, and of course they've only made it better over time. This of course has the larger front and rear brake rotors, additional cooling with a rear mounted third radiator, electronic limited slip differential, larger rear spoiler provides up to 400 pounds of downforce. So someone actually commented in my last video about that, and I wasn't sure where they got that spec from. Well, there it was. I didn't see it the first time. And then performance exhaust results in 495 horsepower. I assume if you don't get the performance exhaust, then you're probably going to lose 10, maybe 15, maybe 5 or 10 horsepower. I'm not really sure. And supposedly they said the 0 to 60 time of being under 3 seconds is with the Z51. The reason they said that, I'm guessing, is you actually are closer to 3 or maybe right over 3 without the performance exhaust. So we're really, really close to that 3-second mark. That would be my guess. They maybe were getting like a 299 out of the performance exhaust system Z51 setup. Okay, moving on, we now have wheel options. And this is one of my biggest crutches with the car as far as options go. I don't really care for any of these, and that's fine because the amount of aftermarket wheels that I'm going to have available to me probably within 6 to 9 months is going to be huge. So we can choose one. I kind of was looking at this accessory black Trident spoke. I think my largest issue with this is the fact that the lighting on it isn't great. We'll try and back up here. I'm still kind of learning. It's semi-intuitive, but if I kind of do that, there we go. I'm trying to get to a point where you can see it a little bit better. The black almost just looks like there's no wheels in general. So you got to remember that that's a little bit better of an angle with the lighting that they give you. But it just kind of looks like there's almost nothing there, and I don't like that, but I think in person it'll look completely different. Just like I also think this color is going to look a little different as well. I think it pops more than this. This looks a little more muted. So moving on from there, we can go, we got black calipers, so let's move in, make sure we get this checked out. Let's go back. So we have yellow. There we go. Yellow, bright red, or edge red. I can't seem to tell a huge difference between the two. Oh, well, you can see a bit. It definitely pops a little bit, that bright red, almost more like a torch red. I'm not sure. This is where I would love to hear from you guys. Do you think I should just keep it black since I've got a lot of... I'm going to be doing a ton of carbon fiber, as you'll see. I'm not sure if the red with the blue, with the carbon fiber is really the best idea. I hate to keep it black. However, I guarantee I could eventually have the rotor painted my rapid blue, and that would look pretty cool over the black wheels. Just a thought. Okay, so moving on from there, we have exterior options. So for badging on the car, and I think if I just click on it, it'll go to a better view. Maybe not. I do want the carbon flash because I do have a lot of darker accents on the car. Let's see if I can get us a little closer. Easy. It's very touchy. So there you go. There's the chrome or carbon flash. I'm guessing we're going to go probably carbon flash just because, like I said, I've got the darker accents. Standard carbon flash accents. I think I'm going to stick with that. We do, for sure want to go with carbon fiber mirrors. I love carbon fiber mirrors. They're something that I just really enjoy. I wrapped my carbon fiber mirrors on my Audi R8. We ended up having to pull them. They just didn't hold up because of the shape of the mirror, but I loved how it looked when they were on there. And I've been looking to order some carbon fiber mirror covers for my R8, but they're very hard to find just because the car's 10 years old now. So from there, we can look at, let's look at some of the ground effects we have. I like that. Looks pretty good. So there's visible. And I know if you start like overlapping certain things, it will pull things off, and I haven't messed with it enough to figure out. This is absolutely happening. Let's look at the spoiler. You guys already know, if you watch any of my videos, this spoiler has to go. I mean, it's just not what I'm looking for. So this is a must. See, it makes us change that. That's fine. There we go. I know it's a little crazy. It's not like a Viper's ACR crazy wing, but that's a high wing. I mean, that's not a spoiler. That is a wing for sure. But it looks pretty cool, and it definitely adds to the presence of the rear of the car, which I am totally okay with. I like it. This is looking good. Now, moving on, we've got some side rockers. I think we'll do visible carbon fiber if it'll let me. So we got to remove the accessory ground effects. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. So I guess maybe when I did the Z51, it already added. Oh, I didn't even notice. So it already has the rocker, the carbon rocker. That looks really good. Okay, I like that. Now, we got the red seats still in there, but we'll change that. Unless I did red seats and red brake calipers. I think that's too many colors. I'm not some incredible person with colors, so a lot of my subscribers out there, you guys probably have a better idea than I do on what colors go with other colors. But so far, this is looking good. This is looking pretty nice. You have to admit, the stance of this car, especially with that wing, yep, really like it. So let's go to trim levels. So this is where I'm going to be able to give you guys some information on trim levels for the interior. You've got 1LT, 2LT, and 3LT. Just like previous generations, pretty much the same. Let's go through this spec sheet. So of course this is what it looks like. It still looks really nice on the 1LT. So even as a base stripped out model, even if you don't get the Z51 and everything's under 60, this car is going to be incredible. It's going to be nice interior, and it's going to be very, very fast. So for those out there that are on a budget, don't feel bad because you can't spec one out crazily. The car is going to be incredible nonetheless, and even if you can't spend as much as you'd like to, don't let that, upset you, because this car comes with a lot. So this is the 1LT package. This is pretty much if it's stripped down to its base level. We get 8-way power GT1 seats, and they talked about those different seats. Has that Moulin leather, and then of course keyless access with push button start, driver mode selector, and valet mode, which is nice. Dual zone climate control, a lot of the things that you would expect out of it. Of course, with that new 12-inch color driver information center. That's what they're talking about in the front of you. It looks really nice, and a lot of people, I think, are going to add to the refinement of the interior. And even with this 1LT, you get a full power steering wheel, so it will tilt and do everything you need, as well as cabin air filtration. So this is a nice spec for being a base. Now we move up. Of course, you get a few other options with the 2LT. If we take a look at this, we get everything that the 1LT has, plus heads-up display. That's, for me, a must. I really like the heads-up display, especially if we're going to be doing tracking with the car, which I definitely would like to do. Power lumbar and wing adjustments, so they're going to obviously contour towards your body a little bit better. Wireless phone charging, not a need, but very nice. just like in the previous generation, heated and ventilated seats. So that's really nice to have that, and then a heated steering wheel, which, as a lot of you guys already know, I am going to be daily driving this car, and living in the Midwest, there's going to be some cold mornings. So I do have a garage, but when I park it outside while I'm at work, it's going to be something nice to have to heat that steering wheel up if it's really cold. A lot of this is nice, but anything I'm seeing that's like crazy. I do like curb view camera. That's going to be a big one. Side blind zone alert, rear cross traffic alert. These are definitely things that are going to be a nice addition because they just help as you're driving the car, just be a little bit more aware around you. Now, as you can see, if you bump up to the 3LT package, the amount of options for your colors is huge. And I haven't made it this far. I just did a lot of the exterior colors, but this looks impressive. So this is 3LT, and it comes with the GT2 seats and Napa leather, and it includes everything plus a carbon fiber trim, custom wrapped leather interior, suede wrapped upper interior trim. So this, of course, is going to be the nicest place to live. I'm definitely going 2LT if I can afford it, possibly 3LT. We'll see. It depends on the pricing that we get. Now, I do see let's just spec out a 3LT because that gives us more colors. This is interesting because I don't want to go white. I was thinking like a jet black. I wish they had jet black with blue stitching, but look at this two-tone leather. Yes, I definitely would love to have a blue seatbelt. See if it'll take us into the center of the car. That looks pretty good. Man, that is nice. I mean, this is definitely a blue car. I don't think I could go wrong with a jet black. I wish they had blue stitching. That would be the one thing. Let's go over here. We got jet black and gray seating. Now that's not bad. Okay, so let's try to get back to the exterior of the car. Nope, rapid blue. See if it keeps those options for the interior. Yep, so there's that gray. That looks pretty good. Let's change it back up to... Oh, we do want the carbon fiber trim package. I like that. It's going to take us back to the interior. Yeah, you can see a bunch of the carbon fiber now. Let's go interior colors and let's see what this two-tone blue looks like from the exterior. Configure. And no, not summary. That's not what I wanted to do. So let's go back to the exterior view. Full screen. Oh. I don't know how I get back to the exterior without changing the color. Oh. Now tell me that doesn't look pretty good. I'm sure someone's going to tell me it doesn't look very good. But I'm kind of thinking that looks good. So that would be, I would have to get, I guess, the 3LT because that's the only option that has that blue. So this will be a $75,000 spec. I was hoping to keep it under that. Let's see, seats. Now, we can still adjust. We were in the GT2. GT1 look like in GT2 just have a little bit different materials, same look. But then when you jump up to competition, it's more designed for track driving and performance textile and high wear areas. So it looks like it's a little more robust, would be my guess. Yeah, this is that performance. So I'm guessing if you go to this, we can confirm that. It doesn't look too much different, but I'm guessing the materials is a little bit nicer. Seatbelt color, blue. Looks pretty cool. No, stop. I want to do something really quick. Let's go back to jet black. No, actually, jet black with gray seat, and a blue seat belt. Now that looks pretty good. It's maybe a little bit more muted than the blue, but it's still got that. That's that rapid blue. I'm fairly certain that's going to be pretty much matching the exterior of your car. Interior. Oh, so that's how you go back and forth. That's not the brightest. So then we can see roof, no roof, headlights, no headlights. Man, that looks good. Okay, I think this is a pretty neat spec. Not bad. Not bad at all. Well, let me know what you guys think below. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts as I went through this. Hopefully it provided some more information for you guys. If any of you are interested in buying a Corvette C8, it gives you a spec, just an idea overall of kind of where you might go with the car. Again, make sure you're staying tuned for that upcoming video on September 22nd. When I get to see the car in person, I'll give you my true reaction of what it looks like in person and give you an idea of all the colors, kind of how they look, and just an in-depth perspective of something you may not have seen elsewhere. Now, the last thing I did want to mention is I'm going to do kind of a fun giveaway, and I waited till the end of this video because a lot of this is really just going to be for my in-depth subscribers that like to watch all of my content. A lot of the people that just kind of check out the videos have probably already dropped off by now, but if you are a subscriber and you made it to this point, please let me know what your favorite spec is. Go to the website, spec a car out, and send it to me by email. You can send it, just a picture of it, a snapshot, however you want to do it, to fullthrottledrivecompany@gmail.com, and I will put that below. And if you do that, I'm going to take a few of you guys, pick my favorite spec, and I'm not doing like a money or an Amazon gift card giveaway. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to send you guys one of our shirts. Now, we don't actually do any merchandise sales. We're just way too small, but we have some really cool shirts that I've actually built that say Full Throttle Drive on the front and then Live Life at Full Throttle on the back. They're very nice t-shirts, and it would be fun to give one of those away to one of my loyal subscribers. So make sure you're a subscriber, you like the video, and send me your favorite spec and I'll choose someone. Thank you all so much for joining me on today's video. If you did find it informative, helpful, or enjoyable, please hit that like button, subscribe if you are new. You all take care, and as always, we'll see you next video.